22-year-old man is appearing in court today in India in a shocking case of sexual assault. Now, the man is one of two accused in the kidnap, rape, and torture of a 5-year-old girl in Delhi. The crime sparked outrage across the country. It also created another wave of anger against police. Many in India accuse authorities of not treating attacks on women and girls as serious crimes. The issue of violence against women in India has been under intense scrutiny since the gang rape and murder of a 23-year-old student on a bus last December, another case that led to widespread protests. Now, tougher laws were passed just 2 months ago, but is it enough? Ranjana Kumari is the director of the Center for Social Research in India and a member of the National Mission for the Empowerment of Women. She joins us now from New Delhi. So, Ranjana, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
I want to begin with this horrifying story, the story of a 5-year-old girl being raped and her accusers now facing trial. What has been the reaction to this story in India?
Well, I think there's been tremendous reaction. People are angry, perhaps equally or more angry than what happened in December. There were a lot of protests, wide protests across the country, and also, partly because of the way a little child has been brutalized. The brutality is extreme. She's still going through treatment in the hospital, and also that there was no arrest made. Police made a huge amount of, irresponsible act, and they behaved very, very irresponsibly, because when they went to register the case was initially not registered, whereas law really, really stipulates that they have to register the case. And after that, when the investigation was to be done, police delayed it. Child was found within the same building and on the ground, in the basement of the building. If police had acted, perhaps this could have been avoided. And also that they not only did all these irresponsible things, but also bribed the family with 2,000 rupees and told them not to make the case public. So this was really huge outrage against this.
And as terrible as this case is, it is not the only case we heard about this week. We also heard about another 5-year-old girl who was brutalized, later died in hospital. Again this week, we learned about that. How common are sexual assaults against young girls in India?
Well, they are fairly common. They have been happening in the past, and in fact now we are getting to know more about them because of this outrage, and people have become more confident about coming forward and talking about it, because we have worked hard to emphasize that there should not be any social shame on the girl or the family. So they are coming forward and they are reporting the cases, but these cases have always been there. The girls have always gone through this kind of all kinds of assault, sexual offense. They face this kind of brutal behavior, but now it is coming more and more. In fact, for us also, it is matter of huge concern that so much is happening, and children are not being spared. 3-year, 5-year, 9-year children, girls have not been spared. So this is something which is absolutely intolerable, what is happening at the moment in the country.
Now, we did mention off top the case in December of the 22-year-old woman who was raped and then died after that brutal attack on a bus. New laws were passed, tough laws were passed, but it seems to be these laws are not enough. What's the missing link here?
Well, I don't think the laws are not sufficient which were passed recently, but they were just enacted last month in the last session of the parliament. And also that the laws are really very good. In fact, the Verma Commission report, if one goes into the whole details of it, it should be globally applicable for saving women from all kinds of sexual offense. In fact, many issues which were not incorporated, like acid throwing, voyeurism, and also all kinds of sexual offense was included in the offense list. And also the law has made the whole punishment framework much more stringent. Life imprisonment has been prescribed at the moment as for the conviction. But at the same time, the problem is not of having a good and strong piece of legislation. Problem in my country and what we are facing, and especially I have seen it for 30 years that I'm working for women's rights in India, that the implementation, we fail in implementing the law. Imagine a law which was enacted already where police should not have refused registering the case, and police did refuse, and there is no FIR against the people who refused registering the case. So I think the problem is in the implementation.
Okay, Ranjana, well, thank you very much for your time. A terrible story to be talking about so early in the morning, but we appreciate your insight.
Thank you.